Hi there guys, nice to meet you. My name is Unported. Welcome to this channel called Character Artist Life. As you may see, this channel has been around for a while now, but all the videos that I've done until now, they have always been in Spanish. So this is basically the first time that I'm doing a video in English in the channel. And the reason is because I recently, like 6 months ago, I joined Unity, and I've been working in there doing really cool stuff. And they have released this new tool that I think is really cool. And I'm going to do a Spanish video for my Spanish friends too. But I wanted to be able to share this thing with everybody in the community because I think it's a pretty cool feature, and I think it's worth sharing it with everybody. So yeah, that's it. A little bit about me. I've been working like in 3D since almost like 20 years now, so I'm old. And I'm from Spain. As I said, my name is Juan Puerta, so yeah, not hard to know that. But I currently live in Germany, in Hamburg, and I've been living here for around 7 years. I'm not sure, 7 or 8 years. And yeah, so basically that's a little bit about me. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you like the project that I've been working lately. It's a personal project, so all the stuff that I'm saying here is not on behalf of Unity. They didn't ask me to do this video. I only asked for permission to do it. So it's just like something I wanted to share with you guys. So here we go. Okay, so a long time ago I found this concept art that I really like. Every time I find a cool concept that I like, I usually save it on one of my collections, and then when I have some time and I want to do something fresh, I'll look in there and find something that I want to do. So in this time I wanted to do like a fast project that I didn't want to take too long, because the previous one with Woody Harrelson that I have, that took me like 2 months to do. So I wanted to do like 1 week and a half project in my free time. And I took this concept, it's just the bust of it, not the whole piece. But I really like it. I really like the stylization that it's got, and it gives like a lot of feel to me. So I decided to go with this concept from Kira Shakoval. So check her out because she's got some pretty cool concepts and really nice designs and stuff, and stylization. So something that I really enjoy, this kind of stuff. So that's the concept that I show you, and now I can show you like the ZBrush file of this guy, which I have here. Yeah, so basically it was, as I said, a fast sculpt, so I didn't like polish all this stuff. I used the texture XYZ, no, I used the 1024 scan data for the detailing of the face, which as you can see is like really nice. So working with that is something that I love because it makes things so fast to do. So I can do like a super detailed project like this in a week or something like that, which before it was impossible, right? Because adding this detail with this fidelity would take too long. But right now it's possible because of that. So, and I wanted to do some hard surface. I didn't follow the concept like crazy. It was just more like inspirational on what I wanted to transmit. But so I took some liberties and changed a little bit the design to fit it to what I wanted to look like. But I hope that it respects enough, that it's good enough for it. So yeah, for the clothing I use some quick Marvelous designer stuff to do it. Yep, this is what I came up. Then I did a low poly version that you guys can see in here. Yeah, I mean, it's not super low poly. I actually did everything like super fast because it's not going to be on a game or anything like that. I just wanted to show something cool. So I built this stuff and EV it in different texture sets. And then I did a quick pass in Substance Painter that I can show here. And this is how it ended up looking in Substance. These yellow things is a missing maps, so it will not look like that later, hopefully. And this is like a super quick overview of the process of what I went through to finish the character. And then the cool thing, because this was not planned, like I was doing this before the LookDev studio for Unity came out, but it came out last week and I was, well, perfect opportunity to try it on this new character that I'm doing. So I just put it in there and I went for it. And it's just a beta version for now, so there's like a lot of stuff that is going to be built on top of that and a lot of stuff that is going to be fixed. But for now, I was super impressed because it really made it easy and fun to just put a character into Unity and just play with it and make it look awesome, which is basically what I always want to do. But it usually takes a lot of time, right, to build a scene, to set up all the stuff so that a character looks nice in an engine. And this feature is great because it makes it like really fast to just get playing with the stuff that you want to play with. So I'm really excited for it. That's why I'm telling you about it. Okay, so in Unity, this is how it is looking like without the depth of field, which you can apply later. But this is pretty cool. So what I'm gonna do now to showcase a little bit on how this new tool works and how you can set it up if you want to try it out. I'm gonna quickly guide you through the process on how to install this, and we're gonna try to build a scene like this in here and see what we can get. Okay? So yeah, I'm just gonna create a new scene. Well, I'll do that later. First thing first. So the first thing you want to do is go to, I will have these links in the description below, so you can check them out anytime. Where is this thing? So yeah, we have this Form Unity thread here where you can just download this LookDev Studio thingy. And there's a little bit of a guideline here on which is what in the scene, but I will go through that too. So for now, what you just need to do if you want to try it out is click here and it will download a file, okay? The file that it's going to download is this one. Let me show you. Oh, sorry. I just want to minimize everything. Yeah. Oh. Okay. So you will download this file, LookDev Studio version 010. Okay, easy. The next thing you want to do is open it, and then you just need to grab this stuff and extract it somewhere. Okay. Yeah. So in my case, I will go to my projects folder, and I created this folder, LookDev Studio. What we can do now probably is create a new one, and we will start from scratch so that you guys can see the process and how it works. So we're gonna call this Aristocrat LookDev. Yeah, that should work. And just run it over there. Done. Now you need to open your Unity hub. If you don't have the Unity hub, you can just download it from Unity, and it's like the place where you install your Unity versions and all that stuff. So once you open it, it will let you know which version you are in, and now you won't have anything in here, or at least not that project, because you just unwrap it. So what you need to do is to add it. Okay, so I will go to add and I will look for this one, Aristocrat LookDev. In my case, that's the new project that I just created. I will select it and it will add it here. Once it's added, if you don't have the version that it works with, it's gonna tell you here like you don't have the current version for this project, blah blah blah. So you just need to click install this version and then it will install. It will take a while, so be patient with that. And once it's installed, it just will show like this, Unity version 2.21.20b3, whatever. And then you just need to click on it and it will open the project. The first time you open this project, it takes a while, so you need again to be patient. And this probably will be fixed in later versions. This is just the first version that they have put out and they are aware of this issue. But for the next time that you open, like the second time or the third time, it just opens normally. But this first time it needs to load all the stuff that they have done, so it takes a little bit more. So I'm gonna pause it until, because it's loading in the other screen so you can see it. But I'm gonna pause it and I'll open it up once it's open. Okay, so now this is what has been opened with the project. So what you want to do now, because this is like the normal Unity HDRP, so what you want to do now is to go to LookDev Studio and click Enable. Okay, it went to my other screen. Sorry about that. There you go. Okay, so now it just opens like this. And now we can start working. So this is like the basic setup. So basically here we have the scene assets that we have right now. So we have lights, camera, process, and models. Here we have like a library of stuff that is already in here and that you can use. So currently it's set up to all, so you're seeing all the stuff that it's in here, textures, everything. But you can set it up and just see the materials, see the textures, or whatever you want. Or models, for example, which you have here. So it comes with a really cool model that Anton did for a project in Unity. I think it should be here. Yeah, it's this one. I'm gonna take a moment for it to load because everything seems to be still loading, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, it's still executing some stuff. That's why everything is not loaded. So I'm gonna wait a little bit more until it's finished. Okay, so now everything seems to be loaded. So if you go to the other stuff, you can see everything currently working. So now if I want to drag one of the models that it's already done in here, like Fia, which is an awesome model, you just drag it and you can just check it out and see how that looks and all this stuff, which is pretty cool. And this model is done by my buddy at Unity, Anton Kozlov, and he is awesome. And this character, you can check it out. Check out his portfolio. I'll put it in the description too, because he's really talented. And you can see, and all of this has been captured in the LookDev Studio. It's pretty cool stuff. So for now, the LookDev Studio doesn't have animation and that kind of stuff, but it will probably feature animation and stuff for the characters that you put in the future, which will be pretty awesome. For now, what you can do is like if you hit here like orbit camera, it will do a turnaround automatically of your character, or turntable rotates the character. Yeah, you can activate the fog. If you want to check the HDRI in the background, you can activate it. You can take off the fog, take out the ground. So you have all these functions for what you see on the viewport, on the back part of the viewport. Basically, you have them here and you can just check them out. Also, you can here rotate the environment, which obviously affects the lighting that you have. And in here in the right, in the upper part, you can change the HDRI that you are using currently. So you can change between, right now you can only change between these four, but hopefully in the future there are more, and hopefully you can even import your own HDRIs. That'd be pretty cool. So as I said, this is all, it's still early development of the LookDev Studio, but it just showcases to me so many cool stuff that can be done and so easily, right? So now let's go and try to bring our model in and see what we can do with it, okay? So I'm gonna go to my Explorer, I'm gonna search for my model, which is here, Aristocrat. So this is my main model. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna drag and drop it here. And now it asks me if I want to open the texture allocator, which basically opens a thing to position your textures. I'm not gonna do that now because I have not imported textures yet. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna click no, and then I just have my model here. If I click on it, I click F to go near it. And now my model is right here. So now the cool thing is that I can just start working on the materials for it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the materials section. And you can create a new material just by double clicking in here. In any of the materials, if I double click, it will create a new default material that you can see in here. And if you want to rename, you need to right click and click rename material. I will, for example, create skin for the skin of the character and click OK. And now I will search for it. You can search for the stuff in here, which is pretty useful. So if I wanted to apply the skin here, I would just do that. And now anything that you click in here, it will show you all the stuff that it has in here. So for surface type, if you want it opaque or transparent, render in the file, yeah, cool mode. All the aspects of the material, they're gonna show in here once you have it selected, okay? You can also change the kind of shader you're using. So all the functionality of the Unity materials, you have it right here. So what I would like to do now for this one, for example, is set it up to transparent. And then it gives me, no, I don't want transparent, sorry. The material type is what I want to change. The material type, I would want it to be like subsurface scattering, because I'm gonna make a skin, right? But the issue that I found with this is that, as you can see, it works instantly. But the issue that I found is that it doesn't let me from here, from the LookDev Studio, it doesn't allow me yet to create like a subsurface profile, which you would need to adjust it. And then I cannot use it yet. So this is stuff I have already told you guys, because I think it's quite important if you want to create a skin material. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to basically delete this material. Yeah. And now, the cool thing is that I have the material that has been used for Fia, for the girl that I showed you before. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna duplicate this material. I'm gonna rename it, and I'm gonna call it Aristocrat. Yeah. So what I will do now is I will get this material and apply it. Obviously, the textures do not match. No surprises in there. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and search for my textures. I'm going to bring them in. So I'm going to just start with the skin ones. Which are these three. This is it. Yeah. So you can see my textures in here. And I think I made them at 4K, so they should have enough quality. And I will just grab them and bring it in here. So now if I have my, this is important, I need to have my material of the face selected, which I do. Then just gonna make sure, and then I go to the texture tab and I search for these new textures that I just brought in, which are where are they? Here. So now I'll grab my diffuse and I will drag it here. Yeah. I will grab my mask map and I'll grab it here. And this is the cool thing is these textures are exported from Substance just for the Unity HDRP. So if I can show you that quickly. Export textures. I just need to go and select Unity HD render pipeline, metallic standard, and it will create these 3 textures automatically, which basically do everything in Unity for you. And then I will apply the normal map here. And then I have control in here to see how much normal map strength do I want in my character. And then I can like play with the ambient occlusion stuff too. So all this stuff is pretty useful. And the smoothness, which is like for the roughness basically. Yeah, so I wanted to bring it up a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. This thing is doing some weird subsurface scattering thing because the subsurface that it's got applied is also the one from the girl. So I need to adjust this thing too. So I'm gonna bring other cool maps. This, so I'll go to bakes and I'm gonna bring my thickness map, right? So now I'll just, you see that's another thing that is a bit annoying still. Like if I click now in the textures, it shows me the texture stuff in here, but it removes the material stuff. So then I have to go back to the material and select it again. What is it? Okay. And then go to the texture and I'll apply this thickness to my subsurface thickness map. And I will bring it here too for now. And I need to change the bent normal map too, which is like the world space normal, which is this one. So I'll bring it here. And apply it. Yeah, that fixes it. Okay, so now all the textures are working. Here I have control of the thickness of the subsurface, how much is affecting. So something like that will do. And I have control over this. This is way too much, so 1.2 for example should do a nice result. Okay, so this is a basic setup for the face skin. Then you can tweak it all a lot, so that's not an issue at all. That's cool. I can come here and tweak the subsurface profile parameters to make it look more than something that I like. Yeah, that seems to be working better. Okay, so we can call this done for now, and now we can do the same thing for the clothing, for example. So what I would do for the clothing, it just create automatically these materials for each one of the stuff. So the only thing I need to do now is just bring those textures here. So cloth. Is cloth one? Yes. So now I should have the cloth with stuff in here. And I'll just drag it. Mask map again. And then normal mark. Oh, this is old. This is not the new. Okay, let me switch. I don't think this is my latest textures. Those were like the first test, I think. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Ah, yes. Now I know. Yeah, the thing is, when I export it from Substance, and this is something cool that you should know too. So when you export the first time from Substance, what happens is you usually export it to the folder of your project where you're working on. But then if you want to iterate, it becomes annoying because you export it to your folder, but Unity, when you are working on the project, it starts using the same textures in the project that you are working on inside Unity. So it changes the location. So what I did is I changed the textures to the LookDev Studio Assets, LookDev textures, and then I export them directly on top of that. And then when I go back to the software, to Unity, I can check the changes instantly without having to reload them, right? So that's usually what you want to do. I hope you can understand what I'm saying. But what I can do now, if I wanted to change that, I could just go here and say, I want to export these textures instead to, because usually I would export them here, textures, aristocrat, and I would export the textures there. But since I'm already working inside Unity, I want to export them into the project I'm currently working on. So I will go to Aristocrat LookDev, which is the current project. And then I will look for assets, look the textures. And I would select this one. I think it's this one. And then I can export them 4K, yeah. And I will export them all. So now when I get back into the project, they're actually going to be already all loaded in there. And this makes it cool because then I can come here, change the stuff, re-export, and go to Unity, and the textures are already loaded, and I can see the result instantly in the engine, which is great. Okay, so now it's done. Now I'll go back to Unity. Here, this one. And now, as you can see, it's already loading automatically the new textures that it's receiving in there. So now I have all my textures from the character in here. It has also replaced my face textures, so I'll have to tweak it again. But what we're gonna do now, we're gonna select the cloth map. Oh, they're already here. You already override those textures. So that's already working. What we can do now is tweak a little bit the facial stuff so it's not so harsh, reflective. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so now we have this one too. Let's do another one. Let's do the objects stuff, and I'll find the objects here. So this is the mask. What else? This is the emissive map. Here, emissions. Oh, I need to activate them. Yeah. Base map. And the normal one. Oh no. You see, I already changed the material here. Normal one. Yeah. So now I have this thing already working. And the emissive is not showing because okay. That's right. Emission intensity. Okay, it's gonna lead a little bit. Yeah, something like that. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so now we have that texture working too. It's pretty cool. We're gonna again adjust any of the parameters to the smoothness map. If you want a more reflective, whatever, we can always just tweak it here, which is pretty convenient. And the last part would be to set this up. So this is the other material of the cloth. And now I go to my textures, cloth 2, base map. Here we go. Mask. And normal map. And that seems to be already working. Okay. Now the last bit that I will need to set up the materials for will be the eyes. For the eyes, what I did, I took the eyes from FIA. So I exported the FIA model that it comes with the project into Max. And I deleted everything from the model except the eyes. And then I took the eyes and put them in my character. Because that way I just could use the material that is already done in here. And I didn't have to go crazy with all the normal and all the information. If you want to go through that and create your own material, of course you can do it. But I just decided to take advantage of the material that Anton and the team created for the eyes, which is right here. And then I can just use that. So for the eyes, it's got two models. It's got the interior base mesh for the eye and the out, which is transparent as usual, for the reflections, right? So I will just find, I think, this inner one, and I think the other one is subject one. Yeah, you can name this right and just bad. This one is the outer, and this one is the outer. So now there I have the material for the eye set up and working, and you can always come and just tweak it, and you can always also like go to the texture, change the textures, color, whatever you want to tweak in there. You can do all that stuff on your own, so it's not an issue at all. And here you can just tweak a little bit the materials if you want to change some stuff. But the way it comes, it already works pretty well to me. So this is already working pretty well. It looks definitely really nice for just setting up quickly the materials in a few minutes and applying the textures, and we have a pretty nice starting point to tweak. Now the next point is just tweaking the stuff. So what I usually like to do is like create different lighting setups and that kind of stuff that we all like playing with. So at least that I know right now, you cannot create a light in here directly. I mean, at least not drag and drop it. So what I do is I'll just come to the light that I already have here, which is directional light, and I will like control. I think it should allow me. Oh shit. Okay, it doesn't allow me to do it like that, so I'll just duplicate it. Right click, duplicate, and then I can change even the kind of light that it is. So if I want, for example, an area light in here, I'm gonna turn this one, for example, to 0 intensity. Oh shit. Here. Intensity. Yeah. And now I'm gonna just use this one. And one thing that it's also like not working super well is that you cannot see the icon of the light. So I already told the guys about that too. So I got you covered. But here you can see now I can light with the environment and with my lighting, and I could, for example, if I want to make the environment cost less lighting, I could do that too. I would just need to come to the post-process stuff and visual environment, no, HDR sky here. So if I just bring the exposure down, will affect less, and it will be all my lighting. So this is something that I usually do. I will set up like first a lighting, and then the environment will just help me with what I created. And I'm gonna set the size like really small. So I want to create the kind of thingy in there that looks cool. And I'm gonna always tweak the intensity. And I can duplicate it. Just bring like a backlighting. So yeah, basically now it's all about playing with this stuff, right? So on my project now I will leave it up to you to just play with the things. Now, stuff that I want to tell you before leaving you, that it's not completely working yet. It's like now if I change this thing and I say no, I want to try a different environment, it will automatically remove the lighting that I've done. So be aware of that. That will probably be fixed in the near future. But right now, if I switch between modes, it just deletes all the changes that you have made into the lighting setup. Or I'm not sure about cameras and stuff, but probably too. So that's something that is worth knowing. So. Because I created a couple of lightings and then I switched environments and it removed everything. I was, what's going on? I didn't understand it. But now I know. So that was the biggest issue. And I think that's about it. So for my setup in here, I also created a bit of depth of field stuff that you can do in the post-processing. For doing that, the thing is you will need to get out because that parameter is not into the post-processing thingy yet. So you will need to add it in here, but yeah, we can leave that for the future, I guess. But it will be something like this probably. Yeah. No, that's too much. Yeah, that looks better. So that way you can easily get a nice depth of field in the background. That looks cool. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh yeah, I switched there. So hopefully, well, you can see here my light is set up for this guy, which is not, it's just 4 lights and the environment, and just playing a little bit with the cameras and stuff. Not a big deal. But yeah, I know. I hope that you guys find this interesting and exciting to use, because the cool thing is that once you are in the project here, let me go to this one. So if now I just go to return to Unity, it will just bring me here. Let me select my model, and now I have inside Unity my model in the environment that we saw with the cameras, and we're just inside Unity, and everything has been set up into this more fun way that you just saw, and everything is working. So hopefully this is a cool advantage for artists to bring stuff inside the in-game engine as fast as possible, and also to showcase it to all managers. So if I want to showcase to my art director my character, I can quickly create a cool render of what I've done and show it how it looks inside Unity already, which I think is great. So I'm loving this feature, and there's still, as I said, a big chunk of work to do to make it like fully functional. But if this is just the start and it's already usable, I was super shocked. So big kudos to the team. Yeah, hopefully you guys like it. Hit me up in the comments, because this is the first content I do in English. I don't know if anybody's gonna see it or anything. I hope somebody looks at it. So if you guys would like to see more content of stuff that I do, or workflows, whatever you find interesting that it would be worth sharing by me, just let me know, and then maybe I can create more videos in English if it's something that would be nice for the community. So yeah, just hit me up and let me know. Contact me anytime and whatever. So take care, everybody. Very nice to meet you, and I'll see you around. Ciao.